you're in like, Scotland, Ireland, or England, the pagans and stuff. But
yeah.
I don't know if it's Native American or if it's, something more modern or what, but it's all made out of stone. It's huge circles, and we're going to check that out. It's in the same area. There's so much going on, man. So many different routes and ways we can go as far as experiencing the paranormal. It's just we're very we don't plan things out. We just do it most of the time, and so we see an opportunity. We're going to take it. So. But those are some things that I know that are set in stone that we plan to accomplish, and just ITC sessions, doing stuff where most people wouldn't even think to do them, and just sharing with everyone what voice is saying.
Tell us about the Jeffrey Dahmer session.
Bro, when I went there, I immediately felt like crazy, like
I bet,
like you would think a killer. I mean, I wasn't mad or anything because I wasn't there for very long, and it was just a mix of emotions. But there's like parts of it's not a very big yard, and it's mainly wooded, so like. What I did see, were stuff in the woods, like on a creek bed. There's this little tiny wooden bridge that goes over it, and it's old. It's older than the current owner. In his time there, that Jeffrey played around it, probably walked in those woods, and then hearing his voice come through, what I thought was his voice at the time. And some of the things that were said, I heard that Stephen, I heard his name come through.
Yeah.
I had the chills.
And that was his first victim, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, because I get the chills every once in a while when stuff's going on. But the entire time I was there, man, I just knew that I was walking right where Killer did. The remains were found. I mean, this is his childhood home, boyhood home.
And that's where he killed his first victim, right? And his name was Stephen?
Yeah, yep.
That session was intense.
Yeah, dude.
Another one I really loved was when you did the Charles Manson and it said, I'm God. And it was like,
that's totally his voice. That's where that's definitely.
That was crazy because that definitely is his voice. Yeah.
There was some of his, even some of the racial stuff. We're not racist and we do not promote it. But there was stuff that he kill you. He was talking about black people. That's not.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. It was stuff that he was saying. I mean, cursing involved and just nuts, dude, nuts. And it's all relative to him. It wasn't like, hey, I'm Charles. No, it's, hey, I'm God. Kill these, and it wasn't just him that I feel like we connected to. Like, I feel like we connected to his victims.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like we connected to, his minions, because they were acting like they were scared if he'd find out.
Yeah.
They were talking about they didn't do the first murder right, which they didn't. That's why he sent him back out again, and why he went with them. There was just all this different crazy stuff that wasn't just Manson, but it all revolved around him. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, dude, when we were doing the session prior to it, we watched probably 2 hours of documentary on Manson. So we were already in the mindset that,
for sure,
Manson's going to come through. Whether he did or didn't, we already, that's the thing that we go into it different, like prior to doing any session we do, we already, whether we do or not, we know we're going to connect, and we have never not connected to any type of energy, and that Manson stuff is just nuts, bro. It's well, a lot of them are, but like there are those that everybody can relate to, and they knew his voice and his demeanor and how he reacted. Even if it didn't sound like his voice, there were still voices in there that, could have or like the same mentality as him, like schizo, real manic, and you know, there's intelligence behind it, you know. But it was crazy, dude. It was just mind blowing, you know. Each one's just it opens your mind to a totally different world a little bit more every time.
Yeah, I definitely recommend everyone listening to go check out, at least check out that one in the Jeffrey Dahmer session, and then you guys have a ton of other videos, so it's pretty much, if you like Spirit Box and ITC work, then you're gonna love Jason, Terry, and Josh's channel. So how long ago did Josh joined? A couple months ago.
Yeah, what was it? February?
Yeah, February.
Early February. We started talking a little bit. He reached out to us through our page, and we seen that he was local. And
nice.
You know, I'm totally down for that. I mean, there's nothing better to us than meeting the people that we respect in the community. First off, meeting new people, and just learning different techniques and everybody's outlook, and it kind of changes everyone into a specific mold, you know, as far as what the energy does for you and it does to you, and it's awesome. But yeah, he what about, I think it was mid-February, we went to St. Joseph's Cemetery for the first time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was actually a relatively warm day in February here in Ohio. I mean, it was probably a nice 40 degrees. But the sun was out, and it was a good day. We got some good stuff that day.
Yeah, it was cool. We got a chance to see how our energy works with his energy, and we've never really had any issues with other energy, you know. It's pretty awesome. And Sean Gilmore from, I think it's, what is it, Ecto Vision, or we're gonna meet up with him. Him and his group might meet with us.
Awesome.
For the speakeasy investigation.
I think I've seen some of their stuff.
So, and he actually just bought. I think he just got a ghost box from Dreama, and he did his first ITC session. I edited it for him, and
nice.
He was rocked out, man. You know, it's like, it was awesome. And yeah, he's going to join up with us, and there's a couple other people that we just met and have been talking to that are local that, you know, maybe we'll go from there and see what's up.
Yeah. So what did you think about that session we had the other night with Dreama and Shy? That was pretty wild for just a...
Yeah, that was really intense because the what stood out to me was kind of what happened after, because I really didn't know exactly what came through until I looked at it the next day. But I let George outside, and when I let him outside, I looked into the neighbor's yard, and I didn't see anything. I just heard this like EEP or this voice. I don't know whether it was 30 feet away or right next to my head, you know how they are, and it's like, coming, like it was just real, like, loud but faint, like they were screaming right next to you but a million miles away. Wow. And then I looked outside and to my right, and in the driveway, it was obviously an optical illusion after my eyes adjusted. It wasn't a shadow figure, but what I first saw in the driveway of our neighbor's driveway was about an 8-foot huge, like figure, you know, what I would think when I see like a shadow figure. That's like some of the ones that I've seen resembled that, but it was instantly away. But when I first seen it, it took my mind a second to, like, you know, I don't look at things thinking, oh, I'm going to see a shadow figure, so I didn't have that in my mind. It was just a weird chain of events.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a crazy session, especially some of the stuff that, well, I edited that clip, and it said we came back to fuck with Jason, or something in that regard. Said Terry's name.
Yeah, that
like,
was
on
awesome.
command, basically. There's so much other stuff I haven't even got to. That was like in the first 30 seconds of when we started. So I haven't even gotten past the first minute. But I know there was some crazy stuff in there. but on top of the investigating and all that stuff, that last session with you guys is what pushed my energy over the edge a little bit to where Josh's aunt's energy knew it could show me in that way, and it was totally crazy, man. Like, it was it's crazy. Like, I just started feeling better today, man. It was just nuts.
Definitely,
I didn't even want to talk about it today. I didn't know how to talk about something like that publicly because, because I'm not psychic, so I don't understand. Well, I think all of us are in our own way. I think this way is just my way of experiencing it and seeing it. I'm glad it doesn't happen every day. I give them props, because if that's what happens, more power to them, because they are awesome. But I know what I experience as a medium, and I've caught myself on camera watching my mouth features and stuff move. Like, it goes from me being serious to me having crazy looks. Do you remember that, Josh, when I showed you that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's...
At the Bel Air house, dude, I caught it, like, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Like, Amy Ellen, that girl on the Dead Files, like, I used to kind of... I like the show, but I used to kind of... Well, not kind of laugh, but we'd laugh our ass off at her, the way her facial expressions are and stuff like that when she's seeing stuff. But when I seen myself on camera doing my own version of that, I'm like, I look completely retarded. I do not want to even share this with anybody, but I'll tell you, I experienced it, and I watched myself, and there was an EVP that came through the radio that said, we'll kill you. And, like, my facial expression turns into a smile, and I'm looking psycho, and I'm like,
wow.
And then all of a sudden I snap back, and I'm serious, like myself, and I'm like, did you say, it was crazy, like, little moments like that. And then, like, in slow-mo, it even looks creepier. So it's like, yeah, I give psychics props, and I do know that I experience on a different level similarities, and maybe I am a little weird, but I do know that whatever happened to me was real. There was a message behind it, and how things worked out.
Mm-hmm.
It just made it more real, and crazy seeing her picture. When you sent it to me, dude, I was shook. I was shook for hours after it.
Yeah. That the stuff about the face changing and stuff reminds me of when I was at Thornhaven Manor. There was a moment where they said everyone was saying my eyes looked like I had like a murderous look on my eyes and like a weird face, and then when I played it back, I was like, damn, my eyes do look weird. And that was after
Terry. I seen Terry when we were at the Bel Air house. We were in that little shed that Kristen calls the Devil's Box. That was called the Devil's Box.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's no demons there, it's called the Devil's Box. But anyways, she's like sitting on the floor, and I'm doing the ghost box session, and Tony's standing in front of me, and in the mirror, I shit you not, in my eyes. Now on the camera, it's just in the IR light, but
mm-hmm.
when we were there, I didn't have any of that light. It was complete darkness. We had like street light, but there's only one street light in Bel Air, so
wow.
We barely had any light. And in the light, man, in one of those mirrors, bro, she looked totally evil. It wasn't her, and there was like maybe 10, 15 mirrors in this little tiny shed to create and use as a portal. So it's like, it was like a whirlwind of energy in there. You've seen the video,
mm-hmm.
but her face was totally changing and morphing into something that wasn't her.
Mirrors are weird. Like, even, like playing like Bloody Mary and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll see my face do some weird things in the mirror, and then, like when I watch it on camera, it might look normal even, but I've definitely seen some strange things in the mirror.
Have you experienced that, babe? Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen me like that.
I've told you every time I've known when it's not you just by looking at you.
Yeah.
quite often.
Well, see, maybe